Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Trying to make sure that the lighting is right in here. Welcome, welcome to Nikki Talk to Me. Welcome. I really hope everyone has had a beautiful day. What a beautiful day it has been, okay? What a beautiful day it has been, okay? Gratitude, appreciation, right? Right? Gratitude, appreciation. Hope this lighting is okay. You know, it's really dark. So, all right. So, any music that you may hear in the background, any voiceovers, anything like that, I do not own the rights to it. All right. I do not own the rights to it. Okay. So let me tell you, I'm in this really, 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 really good mood. Because God is so wonderful, right? God is so great, right? Right? And his mercy and grace is always enough. It is always sufficient. Correct? Right? God is so good. I don't care what you're going through. I don't care what it is, what it may be. Remember how good God has been to you. Let me give you an example. Wow. So let me let you know this before I give the example. When I come here and I speak to you about anything, because this is a truth channel, okay? This is where God has me for right now, okay? Where I'm just telling the truth, and actually, it's very therapeutic to me to just tell my truth, and maybe it'll help someone, okay? Maybe it'll help someone. Now, I have not been doing video for a very long time or anything like that. But I must tell you. So I don't have a whole lot of followers or anything like that right now. And I'm new to this. All right. But I would like to let you know that it's not about the quantity. It's about who needs the message. So I pray that whoever needs to hear this message, may this fall upon your ears, all right? May it help something in your heart. May it help you work through something, okay? All right, may me speaking my truth, may there be something you find that will help you. All right? Okay. So, I want to let you know that you are most loved. You are most loved. God made you wonderful. Okay? If there's something comes up in your life and you're not feeling so wonderful, what do? We work on it, right? Because even with your gifts, God give you the gifts. What are we supposed to do? Perfect the gifts. That's what we're supposed to do. Now, what I was going to say. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to add before I mention this. I'm not in a place where I'm writing things down to talk to you about and all of that, this and that. No, I am talking openly and freely from my truth and my heart space. This is where it's coming from. All right. Now, just rock with me. So hopefully this fall upon the right ears. I'm not worried about quantity. I'm just want to get the message out, because the big part of me doing this, there's going to be a time I'm going to put all this together is what I'm actually doing. So sometimes all of this is going to be put together for a great cause. All right. So there are just some things that I want to shed some light on as I, go through. So I say, hey, why don't I record it? I enjoy recording and talking about some of the things that, especially that I've been healed from. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? I'm supposed to want to see my brothers and sisters healed, right? Some people say, talk, especially when they're shouting or however, like as if God only loves me. No. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to share the knowledge over here. All right? Okay. So this is what I wanted to tell you. I remember one day I was having dinner. Where were we at? We was at this. I'm gonna just say the first name, because so this is the thing. I have something going on with me where I honestly feel I'm gonna tell my truth. Period. That's it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna speak my truth. Okay. So here it is. I'm at a restaurant with someone, and the someone that I'm with had lost their wife like years and years, like maybe 6 years, 7 years prior. Okay, and we're sitting there and we're eating, and I think I started talking about the Lord, and they were letting me know that they did not believe that there is a God. Did you hear that? They did not believe. Thank you, Lord, for sending the plane. They did not believe that there is a God. He said he didn't believe in God. I said, oh, that was very interesting for me to hear, because he was such a accomplished man, especially. So it seemed. Okay? Notice what I said. So it seemed. Okay? So he said that. And I just looked at him, because this is the thing you want to give. See, you want to give people opportunity to speak, and because everybody has the right to feel whatever they're feeling. So you want to be present in the moment, especially when people are mentioning things that are important, right? Especially something like that. So I just was like, wow, okay. See that? So that's why it's good to take your time with people, because you never know what you're getting into. All right. So he said that, and I was like, oh wow, okay. And I let him. I said, what? I said, why do you say that? What do you mean? And he explained, and he started talking about things with the universe and things like that. And I think at that, he was expressing to me that what he believed in was Scientology, something along that, and I'm just listening, and I'm just listening. Now, this person had a very arrogant attitude, very, very arrogant. And, I just remembered that. And there were some other things, And I was like, oh, okay, And this is the thing. You don't want to knock someone else's beliefs, because I don't have enough information about that to understand, X, Y, and Z. But what I did understand is God does exist. Definitely. So I said, okay, I hear what you're saying, but I said, do you mind, I would like to mention something to you. And he said, go ahead. I said, do you remember? I want you to just sit with me for a moment on this. Close your eyes for 1 minute and then reopen them. I said, do you remember? Do you remember when something in your life had happened and it was so unbelievably hurtful? It was just the worst heartache, pain that you could ever experience. It was so hurtful that you couldn't even explain how you felt to someone. You couldn't even explain. I mean, I'm talking about the kind of hurt where you felt like you could not move forward. You could not take 1 foot forward. That you were just like, oh, wow. Like, I'm talking about mind-blowing hurt. I mean, like, and then and the hurt is so real. It's to the point where, there's nothing someone else can do. Nothing someone else could do. No, you can't call anybody up about this hurt that will fix it. That will make this thing go away. I mean, there's nothing. There's no one you could go to. There's now we're gonna be ground right now, okay? There's no sweet honey buns that you could get that could cure that hurt, baby. There's nothing. There's nothing that could cure that, right? Right? Okay. And he said, yeah, I remember there was a time, that I've been definitely very hurt. And I said, well, let me tell you something. Notice that you were healed and you came to, or something happened where that you could just carry on, that you could get in the mirror and button up again. You know what I'm saying, baby? Button that shirt up again and just carry on. You know what I'm saying? And just move in the way that you need to move. Or however, this gentleman is a engineer. All right? And just all this and that, right? Well, he said, of course, yes. I said, well, let me let you know. That was God. That was the Holy Spirit, okay? That is something that you can never take away. You can never take that away. That's exactly what that was. Okay? God gives us, baby, a love that nothing else can touch or surpass or anything. Okay? That is the Holy Spirit, the divine, that is the Holy Spirit. All right? So let me go ahead on. So I the truth. So listen to this. Okay, out of that, I wanna pull out of that, all right? I don't want to be thinking about him for sure. Okay, because that's some way back stuff that I'm sharing with you. So listen to this. Now, I want to share something. Let me just get into it because I believe I don't even have that much time right now. I think I'm like running out of time. Remember, the music is playing. I do not own the rights to any of this music that's playing, any voiceovers, anything like that, any commercials, whatever. I do not own the rights to it, all right? So here it is. I want to share something with you about. Now remember, some of what I'm saying will help you, and a portion of this you may not understand exactly what I'm saying. If you haven't been following me, you may not understand what I'm saying because this is for certain ears. All right? Really, it is. But you may find something here that will help you. All right? Let's talk about this. I'm going to take you on a little journey with me of understanding. A little journey with me on, I'm going to try to make it quick where I'm not talking so long, okay? Let's try to see what I can do in 10 minutes here. Okay? 10 more minutes. Okay. Let me take you on this little journey. First of all, I gotta turn this down. First of all, I'm just having so many good thoughts running through my head. Hold up. Okay, yes. First of all, this little timeline I'm going to take you on. So, there can be some understanding. Something that, there should be some understanding on. Now, in life, we all have our very own separate journeys, right? But I noticed some things that I never knew that really existed unless you wanted it to happen. Like, for example, if you want to be known, if you want to this or that, then your life goes in a way where you're going to be known for certain things or this or that or whatever, Okay. I notice folks, carry, when they're digging and they don't know you, they come up with all this misinformation and things like that. Or they try to put themselves in your shoes or whatever, right? But not in a way of, necessarily like, not just like I'm with you. I hear you, girl. Like, hey, girl. It's more so like a weird competition, weird something going on, right? Something strange be happening, right? Because it gets real off. That's why I always say you should always be yourself, because it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out, right? Now, here it is. Okay, this little timeline. Okay, so one thing I want to share with each of you is I learned a long time ago. I don't know where it started. I don't even know where it started, but I knew it's something about me knowing to use my own brain, to be able to think for myself, to love myself enough where I can make sound decisions and be able to think for myself. I knew that I was not going to have a lifestyle where, I had, especially earlier on, you know what I mean? I was not going to have people come in my life and just intentionally, change the direction of my life and I stay there. Like that's the thing that I want to do. Like, I want to be pushed around by you and you and you and you, and then that's where I am. Get me. So are you kind of understanding what I'm saying? So let me tell you what I mean. Okay, so I just knew to avoid people trying to get you to do, exactly what they wanted you to do. Something like taking you off your path on what you're supposed to be doing, and then you're doing what they want you to do. All right? So I'm going to let you guys know this. A lot of people that will come in your life, as much as they mean really well and good, right? when they're talking to you about doing stuff and making decisions, it needs to line up with your core. It needs to line up with your core if they're calling themselves being helpful. All right? All right? If they call themselves being helpful, it needs to line up with your core beliefs, right? Okay? You have to be able to identify, okay, because this is the thing. A lot of times when you take advice from people, just listen, I'm being very serious with you guys. A lot of times when you take advice from other people, you are taking advice from their experiences. A lot of times their hurt places. A lot of times they screwed up their lives, and maybe they may be trying to help you along your path, but a lot of times they don't know exactly. They don't know what the hell they talking about. Okay, they have absolutely no idea. So in other words, if they got to live their life, don't let them come in your life and fuck your life up. Okay, with their directional paths. Okay, it's something I'm trying to get to. Okay, so here it is. There are family members that may have a very successful person in their family, right? Now remember, this is my story. This is not somebody else's story. This is my story. They may have someone in their family that's extremely successful, okay? What they consider to be successful. And what they do is they zone in on that person for everything. That's the person they wrap their entire lives around. I promise you. Let me give you an example. Even though they're all older, it could be even siblings or whatever, they're all older, they still wrap their entire life around controlling a person that is successful and that they, of course, magnify. Right? Okay, do you kind of get what I'm saying? Now, as I speak this is not everybody's story. This is not how everything runs. Of course, we know people try to come in your life, and elders and all kinds of stuff, and give you great direction and things like that. We know that. We know that can be true. But sometimes people are not even operating in their own lives. And nobody's life has to be perfect for you, especially even to just give a little advice and say, hey, boo, boo, boo. But I'm telling you, you have to be aware of how sometimes people will just want to control your life. You have to be aware. Sometimes there's people that have ways about themselves where they feel like they have to be in control of not just everything around them, but other people's lives and things like that. Okay, now let me go here. Now, so let me share with you what I'm saying. There's some chatter, right? And I'm going to drop some things that were not known because I never talk about it. So when I say I talk about it, I have talked about it. It was probably just to a very close family member, right? A very close family member, but not like just really talking about it. I've been great at not talking about things, okay? Now, this is my journey. My truth is what you're hearing. So at the end of this, I'm going to share with you something very important that you need to know that may help many of you. All right? So here we go. First of all. All right, so there was a time in my life, especially after having my first set of children, okay, my first set. All right, my first set of children. That's the older ones. I was doing some traveling. Okay, I went. I was doing some traveling. Okay, and this is gonna go into many things. I'm trying to show you how what people say is not so true. Okay, that's why you don't put all your eggs in a basket, and you don't know what really took place. As a matter of fact, that's why it's really good to mind your business and not take on what people say. All right, so here it is. Years ago, I just happened to be, my family may be coming to get me. I just happened to be, no. I'm coming. No, I'm coming. Okay. The cinnamon is in the cabinet. It's close to the refrigerator. Thank you. Don't come back out here. I love you. Listen to me. So anyway, excuse me for that. So I'm out of town traveling, right? I'm out of town. I'm visiting my parents. Okay. My parents just happened to live on the military base at the time. All right. So I'm on the military base, and we're going to the grocery store, to the shopping store, to the whatever, naturally they call it the PX and all that. Right. So we're out and about, and we're doing all of this. Now, remember, this story and what I'm talking about is my truth. Right? Okay, it's my truth. It's my journey, something I want to share. Okay, I'm dealing with. So let me tell y'all something. Okay, here it is. So as I tell this story, I'm not going to go into names. I'm just, because like I said, certain people will understand what I'm saying. And this is for my journey, period. All right? So here it is. I am on, we're doing whatever we're doing. I am accompanied by my mother and my sister. Okay? So we're there shopping and everything, and doop. I meet a man. I meet this man. Okay? And it was like, okay, doop, And make a long story short, the person and I had hit it off. It was a good vibe. It was a great vibe. It was a really good vibe. Okay. Good vibe at the time, right? So we dealt with each other. And I think, as a matter of fact, I know, I must have flew back and forth like 4 to 5 times per month. Okay? Dealing with after meeting this person. Now, I want to let you know, when I met him, his sister that works for the FBI was staying in with him at his home. She had been laid off from her job. Okay? Now, I didn't want to, I went over, I met her, whatever, but I'm going to get to it. Because I don't like people lying on me and saying things, and, it's a reason. So, he asked her to move. Okay? He asked her it was time for her to move. She had her finances and stuff, you go ahead and get your own place, trying to, move forward. Okay? So that did take place. All right? And this person and I, like I said, we did hit it off. Later on, we did get engaged. All right? We did plan a wedding, things like that. We did go and, there were things happening, right? Okay? I really did care for this person. Period. All right? There were some other things happened that are hurtful, that maybe were hurtful to him on his side, especially, that I will not even mention. But it was some things that were very serious, okay? That came about having to do with family. When I dealt with this gentleman, I would not, I wasn't bringing my shit into his life. My drama and my shit was already done. Do you see what I'm saying? Because when I am done with a person, I'm done with them. Okay? All right, let me keep going here. As time went, all right? Especially when that ring came into play. Other things start happening, okay? Yes, this person had a booming business and everything. It was booming, and then it boomed some more, all right? This person collected Corvettes. This person was, just a beautiful connection is what it was. At the time when I dealt with this person, I was at director in Legal Shield, okay? And I had also, that's when I had finished my job being a marketing director. Okay? Let's keep going. Because there's a lot of things that has happened, okay? Now, there were some things that popped up, like I said, was very, very serious. Very serious. And there was also the sisters, because there was another sister, okay? That was it just seemed like they were just, nice, but, okay? I noticed that when I came in town, like one weekend, the sisters barged over and brought their girlfriend over. And this bitch wanted to sit, I'm going to sit at the head of the table where he sit at the other head, okay? But she was asking questions like, oh, yeah, so Dominique, I hear that Larry's very, just saying stuff, okay? As if that was his name, all right? Listen, I was just like, what is going on? Why is she here? Why are your sisters bringing their friends over to your house, especially while I'm here? You know what I mean? And then a barge in, so we didn't even know. Okay? So I don't like things like that. When you're dealing with a man needs to let people know what's what. That's not for me to do. All right? I'm going to tell you, I didn't care for that. Also, I knew some other things. I knew things like a lot of people played into ruining his first marriage. Oh, yeah, they need to hear this. They ruined that man's marriage because of how they felt about things. And I'm going to tell you something. I never met that lady personally, but she was a beautiful lady. Okay? They had beautiful children together. All right? Beautiful kids. All right? So let me keep going. Let me keep going. All right? Didn't appreciate that. And then the funny thing is, I'm wondering why your sister that was only married for 4 months bringing her ass over here, bringing her girlfriends while I'm here, and the girlfriend is on bullshit off jump. Didn't really like that. Okay? So I'm like, there's some things here. Okay? Didn't like any of that. All right? Now, moving right along. Trying to get this timeline together, okay? Now, as I'm saying all this, I want to let you know, me and this man had the most wonderful, we had a good relationship, a good time, everything. We also ventured off. We traveled together doing things. I supported him in his business when he would go out of town and travel, have to go to events. I wanted to be there with him. Do you get it? Do you get it? Yeah. All of that. All of that. Now I'm telling you that that money and all that was no issue like that. Okay? No. Period. Okay? Now, I noticed, and I'm going to wrap this up. I noticed that after that ring came, people were feeling some kind of way. I knew that his business was even very important to him. And I knew that he had certain families that he really appreciated and respected and loved as family. Okay? Let me tell you something. At an event, I went and washed my hands in the bathroom. And the lady seen my ring. And she said, "Oh, I like your ring. I like your ring." But let me tell you something. You know what she told this man? I promise you. She told this man, I went up and showed her my ring. Why would I do that? I don't care about showing you a ring. Okay? And somehow, like when he was telling me that, I was like, well, no, I did not. You know, and the thing is, the fact that he didn't believe it bothered me, but I never said anything. I was just running in my head, do you really want to ever deal with this? You see what I'm saying? Because the one thing I wasn't going to do is, and what you don't do is want to have problems with your people's business or somebody that they admire so much at their business. You're not trying to come in between any of that. You're not trying to correct any of that. Let that shit run over your head, right? Right? Then there was other things that would come into play. I was just noticing. Family reunion. You know what? He made sure he took me. Even to this was not like, I know, because people try to paint a picture like it was just some plaything. To me, it was not. All right? We traveled for that. Okay? We had to travel. Listen. I had high admiration for this man and things like that. Now, I'm going to just get to the very part. People be doing other stuff, okay? Because you can't keep up with someone. You can't keep up. You know what I'm saying? You're not in their pocket. They're not in your pocket. All right? Right? People are in different spaces and they're doing what they do. Nobody knows this, but I busted him sending photos to a woman out of town in Atlanta. Let's get to it. And I was like, why are you sending pictures with your shirt off to another woman? And you're engaged to me. Listen, let me tell you. Do you remember the Razor phones, how when you send a picture, they attached all the numbers to the picture? Like, you could see all the numbers visually that they sent that damn picture to. So he sent that picture to me, and I got all the numbers off of it that he had sent that picture to. Okay? Now, there's something about me. I do tell the damn truth. There's somebody remember that. That's what. And I'm going to tell you something. I was completely turned off. Completely. And guess what? He was pissed. He was pissed at me. He was upset with me. Now, I found out later on in life, you ain't never alone. They always with you. I don't care if you out of town, wherever you are. Okay? But I'm going to tell you something. There's some other conversation that happened because they wanted me to... Okay, so the way that my build is, like if I really put some work out on this, it's amazing. Okay, it would be really amazing, right? And at that time, there was a girl in the video. I like the way you move. Dun-dun. You remember that? Do you remember that beautiful thick stack girl that was just like Well, he wanted me to work out and be like that. Now, back at that time, I was very young. So I was like, what do you mean? I'm just, don't. And I think I got frustrated with that because I'm looking at him like nobody is judging what you look like. So I honestly wasn't looking at it the right way. All right. And I should have known better because this is a person that work out every day. This is a person that, run a business off of strength and all of that. So I should have known. But I felt like, how dare you, boo boo, because the way he said it, like, I want, like, in other words, you got to, come on, you got to be like this. This is this, right? Okay. Make a long story short, some things, happened. That situation became a dead. Now, when I say that situation became a dead, he completely did not want to talk to me. Now, there were so many things that were going on already. So many things were going on. Okay? Period. So he wanted to not talk to me. And guess what I did? I was hurt. I think I was on the sofa for maybe a day. And then guess what? I moved the hell on. I moved on, didn't look back, didn't call again, as a matter of fact, I had a business phone at that time. If anybody will remember, that's, because people been following me for a long time. Area code 410 phone number. I had that. I had the signs on my car with that, all of that, right? He even shut my phone off. Okay? He did the most, right? And I was done with it. I was like, okay, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not this, I'm not that. Let it go. And I moved on. But what I found out is people say they moved on. These niggas don't really move on. It be a whole lot of stuff going on. People don't really, they say they moved on or whatever, but they haven't. Okay, years and years later, we would keep in touch with each other. So there was no hard feelings. So I thought. Because we would still keep in touch. All right? Now, when all this craziness happened in my life, with people gang stalking me, doing all kinds of shit, the craziest, bizarre things I started encountering, that was as soon as this person got whiff of it or I confronted him about it and told him about it, guess what? He stopped speaking to me in total. Okay, now I'm running down to you what certain people were feeling like in the first place. Do you understand? So they'll go out and say, oh, I didn't think she was good enough. Or I didn't think, no, you mad because that nigga made you get the hell up and get on. You mad because what? Your shit didn't last. Who fucking gets married and be married for only 4 months? Yeah, but you don't talk about that. Do a video on that shit. Yeah, do a video. So people say a lot of things. Oh, wow. The unbelievable. There's some really huge things that I could talk about. And then on top of all of this, even one of the children went and got married on some rush stuff, the children, and moved his wife in the house. Now, that wasn't I wasn't doing all of that. I wasn't living like that, wasn't doing all of that. That was not for me. Okay? So it was a lot of things that had taken place. But it's funny how people focus on trying to put you down and put and put it out there that this was this and this was that. Right? I'm gonna come back to this video. I may redo it, but there may be a part 2. There's gonna be a part 2 of this video. All right, so I'm gonna let it close, and then I'll come back to it. It's funny how people don't tell the whole truth. They do not tell the whole truth. And people have agendas to keep people away from each other. Or people know that the whole situation was an agenda. That happens too, right? There's going to be a part 2. So I'm going to have to get off for a moment because I have a conference call that I have to do. I have to do it, all right? So I'll be right back to finish because I have some good parts, okay? Some great things to talk about that's going to help somebody. And nothing like clarity. Thanks.